you're a Taurus born April 20th to May 20th, what can you expect for the month of July 2018? Let's tune in and find out. So, some of you may get a nice surprise and may find that you get a job that you maybe interviewed for last month, or you thought you were passed over and somebody dropped out and they came back and got you. So it reminds me of like a commercial or something like that where you didn't get it the first go around, but they came back and used you. So I feel like there's this exciting energy of coming back around and being invited, or maybe their first choice, maybe it was just for a position and the first person turned it down, and you were the next in line. So this really good career move showing up for you in a really positive way. So I like that energy, just this expansive career move for you right out of the gates. All right, let's look at romance. Let's look at, for those of you who are coupled in relationship, let's see what this month is in store for you. Well, some of you I feel maybe feeling a little beat up, maybe a little exhausted, maybe things have gotten you down, maybe just the demands of the family, the demands of the kids, the demand of the relationship, or you've been really already going through it with your partner, just round and round and round about a certain subject that you can't seem to agree on. And if you're newly dating in the last 6 months, you know, it could be any number of things, you know, around your stance on social media, you know, your stance on exes, ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, you know, what's considered a friend, what's not, you know, all these kind of like crazy gyrations that you've got to figure out, as well as, you know, if you're a family person, you know, taking care of your family, what's your obligation with the family, with adult children and those who need help, and how much do we help them, and all that kind of stuff, and just feeling overwhelmed and taxed by it. So I feel like coming into this relationship energy this month, I'm feeling taxed, just taxed by it. So the good news is I feel that there's peace coming this month, and compassion, and an ability to get your needs met, and your ability to be able to be at peace again. And here's the thing, if I don't feel like a breakup or anything like that, I just feel like restorative energy. I just feel restored. And I feel like your partner is able to make the shifts they're able to make, or more importantly, you're able to bring peace to the situation, which is bringing peace to yourself, right? So accepting whatever is and putting up whatever boundaries are needed is going to happen. And I see you growing stronger by actually speaking up and saying, this works for me, this doesn't, I'm sorry you have that problem, maybe we need to go to therapy, right? So I feel like there's this energy of clarity about what we need to do so we can survive as a couple or survive as a family. So I definitely feel like that information is going to be showing up for you. Some of these things are hard. It could be that you're dealing with a child who's got substance abuse issues, or it could be that you're dealing with, you know, a teenager who's suicidal, or you're dealing with a child who's, you know, who's a teenage pregnancy, right? So I feel like there's these really intense situations happening, or you're dealing with mental illness, right? Or this overly creative energy that's you know, can't, you know, like a business that's just kind of like growing, but out of control. So it's creating all this drama and stress. So, you know, even good things in our life can unravel us. So the good news is Taurus, that there's an energy of settling, and that's settling you into your body so you can slow down, so the answers can come in. Now the universe is helping us with this, in that Mars just went retrograde June 26th to August 27th, and that's the planet of action. So things have slowed down a little bit, which gives us a chance to catch our breath, see the lay of the land, and know we need to adjust. And then we've got the Mercury retrograde July 26th to August 18th, which is the planet of communication, which is also a big time where we redo, revamp, rediscover, recreate, regenerate, right? So there's a lot of like, okay, healing, opportunity, understanding, knowing what I need to do. So I feel like you've got a lot of time for your relationship to get back on track, and for you also to be able to bring forward what is required of you. Not to just be the yes person all the time, but to really create the boundaries that you need that are going to support you and the family, or you and the relationship. Okay, let's Let's look at those Taurus who are interested in being in a romantic relationship. What's in store for you guys for July? So this is, if you can take time for yourself and get out of the you know, out of the out of the trenches, out of the work trenches, and you can make time to kind of let go and go be playful and go have some fun, I think that you're going to be able to attract the perfect relationship or situation for yourself. The biggest thing is for you to lighten up on yourself and not to be so hard on yourself. And some of you, you know, don't always have a high opinion of yourself, so you work to try and get a higher opinion of yourself. And so you just have to know that you're enough, right? That you're enough, and that when you bring that part of yourself forward, that, you know, hilarious, funny, you know, individual, that you'll be lovable, right? So I do see these opportunities for you just to discover and find love just by you lightening up with yourself and having some fun and not always having to be all work and no play. Okay, so let's move on to money and career for Taurus. So early in the month, it feels like earlier in the month there can be some money coming in, and then as you move forward, I feel like it's more opportunistic of being at the right place at the right time to capitalize on it. So I really feel like you're fortunate to kind of, again, be at the right place at the right time so that people include you in the deal, or because you were, you know, took that shift that night, you got XYZ, right? And some of these things feel like they're fun things. Like, let's say you work in a factory and that night, you know, that on that second shift or whatever, a new vendor came in and gave everybody, you know, great gifts, right? And use of their product and all these things. I just feel like there's some luck that's going to befall you at work. You know, you're at the right place at the right time. You know, or you know what, they shut the factory down and we all went for a beer and pizza, right? So it just feels like this kind of luck of the draw kind of energy, being at the right place at the right time, or waiting on some guy that gave you a $100 tip. It just feels like that kind of right time, right place energy where a bonus comes in. So it's really fun, it's really easy. So when you go to work this month, just go and have fun, and don't like try and pick up more days to try and make sure you don't miss this fun thing. No. Because if it's destiny, if it's meant to befall you, it's going to befall you. So that's the energy you got to have, right? If I was going to take that extra shift, I would take it. Not because I think something good's going to happen, but because I need the money and I'm going to take it, right? So just keep that in mind, that it's just this kind of fun career shift that happens because you're at the right place at the right time this month. I love that. It's always fun to get nice bonuses and spiffs and people being nice to you just for no reason. Okay, so let's look and see anything else about money for you. Yeah, I do feel like for some of you, you've been like working, and then all this money's been coming in, but all the money's been going out. I finally feel like this month now, money stays. Like all the money that you're, you know, kind of bringing in, I feel like the pot gets actually bigger this month. So whatever you're doing, you're either going to be spending less or you're going to be earning more this month, so you get to keep more of it. So that's always good. All right, let's look at your health for Taurus for this month. Throat feels a big thing. So, and a lot of times the throat's coming up, that can be around not speaking your truth, not saying what you want to say. And, you know, if we look back around the kind of the conversations I was having where there might be something where you need to speak up with your partner, or you need to speak up about the dynamics in the family with your adult children or things that are going on, it would be no surprise to me if you woke up like with a sore throat one day or laryngitis, because that is all about speaking your truth. So as you just go along and speak your truth, you won't have to have any health issues, right, or health crisis show up because you're doing what you need to do. But nonetheless, it can also be allergy season, cold and flu season, but I'm feeling more scratchy in the throat. So just take care of yourself, nurture yourself, and pace yourself. You know, listen to your body, believe your body. When it's telling you it's tired, go to bed. When it's telling you to call off work, right? So you really want to honor the body this month to keep it healthy. All right, let's see if there's any surprises for Taurus this month. Well, there may be, So, okay, so for some of you, I just want to say, like, you want to be cautious where you're walking, right? You want to be cautious if you're going outside, turn on the light, make sure you see where you're going. Because some of the surprises I was getting were not great. Were like around health, you know, where you could actually like break a foot, you know, fall on your back, right? Fall on your butt. And so there could be this surprise health thing. So what you want to do is just be careful, be cautious, right? Be smart. You know, if you're going outside, turn on a light, right? If you're going to go downstairs in the dark, turn on the light, right? If you're walking outside and there's ice, you know, for those of you who are wintertime, right? Pay attention, you know, don't slip and fall. So it's like that. Now, there may be some of you also that have scheduled surgeries or who are going to schedule surgeries. So if you do that, that's fine. I would just do it again before Mercury goes retrograde, July 26th. I would do it earlier in the month. And the other thing that's coming up is less is more, right? So if you're doing some sort of cosmetic surgery or something like that, always fear or err on the less is more, right? It's just, it'll be more natural, it'll make you overall happier. Okay, so let me see if there's anything else for Taurus. Again, the biggest thing that's coming up that surprises me about all of this is just your health. To take care of you, listen to yourself. Because what can happen is an emotional drain. You know, things that get us down, and we don't talk about it. And we work. That can really drain us, right? So if you know that about yourself, or you know that you're drained, all there is to do is to speak up. All there is to do is to take better care of yourself. Taking better care of yourself erodes or erases any potential for any mishap. It's just not going to happen. So just know that these eclipses are designed beginnings and endings, sudden beginnings, sudden endings, right? So this is why if you've had a drought in your career, suddenly you could be catapulted into something really great and a really big surprise. And conversely, you could have a job and then suddenly, boom, you could be knocked on your butt and have a broken ankle and now you're laid up for 6 weeks. So we don't want the negative. So the way that we avoid those things is, that's a message to us to slow down, take better care of ourselves. If we listen to the message, slow down, take better care of ourselves, the universe doesn't have to force it on us by knocking us on our butt, breaking a leg, and now we're forced to slow down and deal with our emotions or deal with our family, right? We're not going to run and hide anymore. So if you know this is striking a chord with you, and you know you have to talk to your people and you have to say something to them, and that something's been bugging you and you've been running off to work, so you've been avoiding it, don't do that. Deal with your shit. Hit it head on, right? Take people, sit them down, have the conversations you need to have so that your life works, so that you don't have to get knocked on your butt and have to learn the hard way. Because that's what that whole surprise thing is that it's really about when we're not doing our work, when we're just running away from it, when we're avoiding conversations, when we're burying our head in our work so we don't have to deal with the difficult things at home. Then the universe shakes us up and does something, so keep our butt at home, so now we're forced to deal with the situation. We don't want that. Deal with the situation at home, and you don't have to then have that other obstacle in your way. And I'm not saying that that would happen for everybody anyway, but I'm just saying that's one potential that's being shown to me. So for sure, one person who's listening to this, that's one of their potentials. So we want to ignore that by doing what? Doing what we're being compelled to do, right? If something's on our chest, we have to have that conversation. And we can do it in a way that by asking questions, and I need your help. And I can't go on like this. I can't, our children can't keep living with us and paying not rent, or right, whatever it is that is weighing you down, or the relationship with the partner, whatever it is, have the dialogue, have the conversation so that you can be at your optimal best. And then again, like I said, I saw huge movement in your career, huge opportunities for your career just to launch really quickly, and something that that originally you thought, wow, this would be nice, but now it actually happens. So I see this big opening for you in your career. So have fun, Taurus. Enjoy yourself. Do what's being asked of you. and everything will just go smoothly, and you'll have a terrific month. Enjoy, Taurus. I hope you like my intuitive astrology. If you do, click like, share it with your friends, and look forward to connecting with you again next month.